Hi, this is Johnetta Paye, your host for this week's episode, and this is my co-host.
Yohan Minsili, CPA, and welcome back, and we have a great topic today. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it.
Yes, and so by now, this is our third episode in, and so as you guys know, we put the legal and financial spin on hot topics, current events, and pop culture. So last year, a big pop culture topic was Kylie Jenner selling her Kylie Cosmetics to Coty, a billion-dollar global, cosmetic company. So, as business owners and entrepreneurs, we're all thinking about how we're going to exit out of our business because nobody wants to just work forever. Like, you want to be able to enjoy the money that you're making. So how can you do that? And what are some things you should think about as you're building and scaling your business to set yourself up for a nice payday or an exit strategy?
That's exactly what it is. It's an exit strategy. It's, I want to say, a partial exit strategy. So a little background about what we are talking about. So Kylie Jenner, one of the famous Kardashian ladies, a couple years ago, I think building on her social media presence, she started reviewing cosmetic product and giving an opinion about those products. Then eventually, like any natural entrepreneur, and I think her family is a family of entrepreneurs, if you ask me, she decided to create her own brand, and it was a humongous success. She started making over six-figure very quickly. The announcement of new lines of product were essentially a national event.
Because she started off with a single product, and that's a key point to learn. There's a lot of like key business tips. As much as you may like or not like the Kardashians, they are some savvy business individuals, and there are things you can learn from them from a business standpoint. So she started with one product, and she made sure that she really perfected that one product and built a strong base around that one product before she started adding new products and lines to her business. Like, because now she has like Kylie Skin and some other products, but she started off with her lip kit first. And I think that's just important as an entrepreneur. We think to like start out here in the marketplace, we got to just do all this stuff. And you don't need multiple products. You don't need multiple service. Just master one service.
One service, one product. And that's essentially what she did. Master one service, one product, and leverage on her fame and on her network to grow that product in multiple lines, like you said. And from a business process perspective, which is an item that you and I really like to talk about, she made sure that the entire research and development of her product was 100% paid by herself.
Yeah, she financed it.
She financed it. And as a result, she owned all the right related to that specific product. So that was extremely savvy.
She don't pay anybody back because she financed it herself. And I mean, there are different ways to finance your business, and I'm not knocking how anybody finances their business, but one of the benefits to financing it yourself, like straight cash out of your own pockets, is that when you're at a point where you've scaled and you're ready to sell, you don't have to worry about taking a portion of those proceeds back to paying back a lender who gave you capital to start your business, because all you got to do is pay back yourself.
Yeah, have to pay back yourself. The another option is to bring in angel investor or venture capitalist, right?
Okay, so what are some of the benefits if you're looking to have an angel investor or venture capitalist finance your business growth?
So depending on the economy, depending on the circumstances, money can be expensive or cheap. What we mean by the price of money is the interest rate that you have to repay to either a financial lender or even a venture capitalist. Essentially, you want to give it an approach where it makes sense for your business. There's no wrong or right way, right? It depends on how much ownership you are willing to give away, because if somebody
You got to
puts,
give to get.
yeah, exactly. How much interest you anticipate that you're going to be having to pay to those financial lenders, and also from an operational day-to-day perspective, are they going to be having a say on your business operation, or do you want to remain 100% independent on making all the key decisions? So these are some of the items that you want to look at when you want to think about bringing other investors in your business.
Or even selling your business, because those are questions too you have to ask yourself if you're going to sell your business to some entity or company that has more financial resources than you to take your business to the next level. Because money is not free.
Money is not free.
Not free.
There's a price to it, right? So that's what I was saying earlier. Depending on the quote unquote price of the money, you can borrow that money, use it. If you borrow at 2%, you use it, you create revenue, and you generate profit at a rate of 20%. Guess what? You just leverage that 2% into 20%, and you have a 18% profit. And that's something that you have to study, something that you have to deeply understand and make sure that it makes sense for you, and then also that it's feasible. And also depend on the nature of your service, or the nature of the product that you offer. A lot of time, the technology industry or the manufacturing industry, it might make sense. From a service perspective, it might take a lot longer to convince your network or to convince other potential investors that you can, one, repay them back, and two, give them something on top of what you repay them in order for them to lend you the money that you're looking for. So again, my hats off to the Kardashian family. Creating a one line of product, turning it into almost $1 billion product, and then sell it out. I think she probably sold 51%.
And that's something too, like as a business owner, a lot of us, we're like, hey, we put in all this sweat equity, we invested in this business, we put in all this time, and who wants to give up 51%? But again, money isn't free.
Time to cash out.
So you have to give something to get something. And in her case, she was willing to give up control of her company, 51%, and she retained 49% in order to get the financial resources she needed to take her company global. So that's just, something to think about too when you're either exiting or, like Yohan said, looking to work with a venture capitalist, is that you're going to have to give up a percentage of your company, because usually the person who's bringing the money is going to want to have more of the say-so and more of the control in your company.
Yes.
But you can negotiate a role for yourself or a position for yourself in the company.
And I believe in her case, she actually did. She's still involved in some of the operation of the company, as far as the selection of the product, or even the day-to-day operation, or just giving the whole vision of that specific line of product. So those are some of the items that you want to think about as an entrepreneur, and make it part of your exit strategy. She's not 100% out. She's still very involved, and as a 49% stake owner, over time, she's still going to see benefit from that business. I don't know.
Yeah, because they say, it's about working your way out of the business. So you can't be everything to your business forever. And especially because you work hard, and it's about creating freedom for yourself, right?
It is.
And enjoying the fruits of your labor. And in order to do that, you do have to work your way out of your business. And how far you work your way out of your business can definitely be negotiated in an exit strategy situation or a VC angel investor situation. Because like I said, if you still want to have input in the business, you can definitely, when you're negotiating the contract terms, you can negotiate whatever role or position, as long as the person who's coming with the money agrees, so that you can still be involved in the company in some way. So that's just from a legal standpoint, something to think about as you grow your business, build your business, and are looking for additional capital, whether that be exiting out, and selling the business, or VC angel investor?
Absolutely.
And from a finance perspective, what tip do you have?
Well, from a finance perspective, if you're cashing out, there's going to be tax implication. It depends on how you have previously organized your company. What's the status of your company? Let it be a LLC or let it be an S corporation. There's going to be specific tax implication, and you definitely need to be having a lengthy conversation with your CPA and do some very strong tax planning to make sure that the amount of cash that you're going to be received is actually going to be coming back to your pocket rather than going to the government, right? There are ways to structure those type of transactions to make sure that your tax liability is minimized. We're not looking for zero tax liability, right? We're not looking
For the Amazon approach?
No, absolutely not. You want to minimize it because it has to make sense to you as an individual, as an entrepreneur. It also has to make sense to the government. And question for you. So what do you think the momager, is that an expression?
Momager? Yeah, momager. Kris Kardashian is a momager, yes.
Yeah, she's a momager. How much do you think she made out of this deal?
I'm sure. Usually managers get between 10 to 25% depending on what you're bringing to the table. Mm-hmm. And I'm not sure what Kris is charging her kids, but I'm sure she got a nice little change.
I bet you it's the regular 10%, but
even 10% of, what is that? Because I'm a lawyer.
Value $1 billion, and you say half of it. It's a hefty fee. Even for herself, she also needs to have a lengthy conversation with her financial and tax advisor to make sure that the amount of money that she's going to be receiving can be properly accounted for from a tax perspective. The level of detail and the level of implication of those tax, again, really depend on the formation of the company. Let it be a LLC or S corporation. From a liability standpoint, they offer the same protection, but from a tax perspective, the treatment are very different. There's not really an advantage from one to the other. The only one I can really think about is from an S corporation, especially at that level of income. They probably account for the salary that they pay themselves. And also they are able, depending on the nature of the service that they offer, they may be able to go to a lower tax bracket as far as the corporation is concerned. Again, I don't have the detail of what type of company that were formed initially, but those are the two avenues that I think that is going to be applicable for. Yeah.
And then for me, from just another legal standpoint, is everything's negotiable. So you shouldn't feel, because like I said, when you start a business and you invest all this time, you're afraid to let your baby go. And so there are some hardcore things that are important to you that you might want to make sure you're getting out of the deal. And so just remember that everything is negotiable, and you don't know what you can get out of the transaction if you don't ask for it. And they came to you, like they see potential and value in your business, so you do have leverage, and you should use that leverage in the negotiation phase to make sure that you're getting out of the deal what you want to get out of the deal. That makes sense for both parties.
Yeah, that makes sense for both parties. And just like you said, there's a lot of financial implication. So talking to your professional from a legal as well as from a tax and finance side makes a lot of sense. There's going to be some planning item that you have to take in consideration. Make sure that you have the right business formation in place. Make sure that you can create additional structure that can somehow move the money around and lower that overall tax liability. Just making sure that your wish are being fulfilled. As an entrepreneur, like you mentioned, it's your baby. You created, you nurture it. It grew up to be something of an international fame. It can be very difficult to let it go, regardless of the amount of money that you might be receiving. But as long as you do the proper planning and you talk to the proper professional, you will be able to take advantage of the situation and enjoy the fruit of your hard labor.
And that's what it's about, enjoying, creating, and putting in the work so you have more freedom to do other things and just enjoy life in general. And that's why they call it financial freedom. And so in your journey to financial freedom, if you have any legal or financial questions, we are definitely reachable off the internet.
Yes.
So you can get in touch with us to get those questions answered. You can reach me by going to my website, jpaye.com, and that information should be in the caption or the link below. And how can they get in touch with you, Yohan?
My website is minsilitax.com, and you can schedule an appointment, or you can also shoot me an email, and I'm very, very responsive. My email is yohan.minsili@minsilicpa.com. Please reach out and ask me. You can even ask a legal question, and I will make sure to ask
He'll get the answer from me.
Yeah, I will, and answer to you. So again, it's been a pleasure sharing these tips, those ideas, this perspective with you, and we are definitely looking forward to talking to you again.
And be sure to like and subscribe so when we drop the next video next week, you know when it drops so you can watch it. And if you're getting value from this content, because we want to provide you value, but if you're getting value, be sure to share it with other people so that they can get the information.
Spread the word.
Yes, because sharing is caring. And so again, be sure to tune in next week, like and subscribe, and any information you need will be in the captions or the comment below. And we will see you next week for our next Hot Topic Current Events episode. And happy business building.
Bye-bye.